Hey everyone, it's Allison from Happily Homeless Moonstruck, talking to you from up in the Ozarks in northwestern Arkansas. Geez, I don't know. Today's been a very quiet day. A lot of the kids, a lot of the staff were out at doing a performance in one of the towns, I don't know, an hour or so away. And deadly quiet around here. Almost deserted. There's just a few students around, and so it's been very quiet. I really haven't worked much today. I've done just a few things. It'll be an interesting next couple of days. Hi, Terry. The next couple of days, our maintenance guy, Terry, that I work with, is gone. He and his wife, Pat, headed back home to Oklahoma for a couple of days to take care of some business. And so I'm kind of a little bit, I won't say I'm in charge of, I'm kind of overseeing maybe some of the things he does, like the pump house. So that will be interesting. The pump house where, I don't know, it has something to do with the water, and you have to add stuff to it for, I don't know, to make it safe for drinking. I'm not even sure what all exactly it's for, but I know what to look for and how to replace it, I guess. Hi, Heidi. Or how to refill it. That would be a good word for it. So I know what to do there, and I have to check it 3 times a day. It feels like an awesome amount of responsibility. Here's my thing, especially since Chuck died. I like to fly more and more under the radar. I like to have as little responsibility as possible for anything that really matters, other than myself. Just, you know, I'm fully capable of having responsibility. I just don't necessarily want to take it on. And I have a real understanding, or more of an understanding, and I think I mentioned this the other day, of I don't know, people who have been through tough things, you know, and are veterans who come home and they just want to have really simple jobs that doesn't require a lot, jobs that don't require a lot of thinking or responsibility. So that's why it suits me to do this groundskeeping, as hard as it is physically on me, as physically demanding, I should say, because I just know what I need to do and I go and do it. So, but while Terry's gone, I'll be doing a few other things. We'll have another performance tomorrow night. Let me see, I think that one will be Susanna, about the girl that, the beautiful girl that gets dissed because some of the village elders were watching her bathe in a stream, and so it's her fault and not their fault for being lascivious. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Anyways, I don't think I could watch that opera without standing up and saying something. So, so I'll need to, you know, do the programs for that, and we always set coolers out in the men's dressing room, the women's dressing room, and then in the performance theater for the orchestra and everybody else. We put coolers in there filled with water and ice, and usually replace it maybe a couple times a night, because, you know, their throats get parched from singing, and it's so hot under the lights and stuff like that. So I'll do that and put out the concessions, because they always sell soda and water. Hi, Joan. They always sell soda and water to the guests. And put out the chairs for the opera talk, and then, you know, take them, put them back afterwards, just clean it all up. So I'll have to stay up a little bit later on Monday night, because until the whole show is done, so that I could close everything up and lock it all up and stuff like that. So I have the royal keys, right here, that will get me in anywhere that I need to go. And Tuesday is July 4th, so there's not going to be that many people here. The students are all going somewhere pretty much for the day, to a pavilion or something they rented. I'll stay here. I'm thinking of getting the pressure washer and pressure washing my rig, Pink Magic, car and trailer. And I've looked at the PSI, and it looks, I don't think it's too strong, but I obviously won't, you know, stand real close to the car either. But it's a good opportunity to get my rig washed really, really thoroughly which it needs. It needs a huge shampoo. It hasn't been shampooed for a long time. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Bev. So I'll do that because I'm going to be getting more decals for it. I've decided to order maybe gold glitter hearts that are maybe 2 inches tall, and I'm going to put them in patterns on my trailer and on my car. And then I'm going to get the words, the lettering, Long Live Love, and I'm going to put it over the wheel well on my trailer on each side, and maybe somewhere on my car too. Because here's my theory: you can never have too much. I don't believe in simplicity, especially when it comes to that. And honestly, and I know that many people will laugh at this, but I consider my rig kind of plain right now. There's not enough on it. You can always do more. So I'm going to, while I'm here, I'm going to order the hearts and the lettering so that I can add to it and be out on the road, and by God, people will notice it even more, right? Because they don't already. And then tomorrow, if I can find some time, maybe in the early afternoon, I found a tattoo parlor near here, and it's owned by a woman, has gotten great reviews. Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. Oh, it's so good to see you here. Yes, my tattoo. I found a great place, and it's the woman. The reviews are great. The woman really looks like she knows what she's doing, and it's right in town, which is only about 20 minutes away. So here's what I'm thinking for my tattoo. In the, I don't know, maybe the second or third year after Chuck died, I had gotten what I call a widow's ring. Hi, Lori. A black hematite ring that I wore on my left, on my ring finger, because I gave our wedding rings to our sons when they got married, and I wear my engagement ring around my neck. Hi, Joan. So, and I loved the black hematite. It was magnetic, and the stone, it was black, which I loved, and it was very simple and plain, just a plain black band. And it, it had to do with, the meaning of the hematite had to do with being connected to the earth and being grounded, right? And I did love that ring. I had gotten it up in, what's the name of that town in Arizona? Jerome, in Jerome, Arizona, at a rock shop. But it broke just a few months ago because I was wearing it so often. And I didn't even know where it broke or where it fell off. And I did love it, but rings are hard to wear. Hi, Debbie. And I'm getting arthritis in my hands and all of that. So what I'm going to do, instead of getting a ring on my ring finger, going around the top of the finger, I'm going to have in pink ink, that matches, the pink ink that I have on my arm right here and the one on the back of my neck and on my leg. I'm going to have probably printed, because I want them to be pretty clear rather than in script. I'm going to have the word love written across the top of my finger as if it were a ring. And then on the top and on the bottom of that, I'm going to have just a small heart, pink heart, and I'm going to have them fill it in. And that will be it. And that's going to be my tattoo. So I'm curious to see how it turns out, and I'm looking forward to getting it. And it'll be my 4th tattoo. And when Chuck was alive and people would talk about their tattoos, I knew a lot of people in AA who had tattoos, and I talked to them about it, and they said, oh, I got these when I was drunk, and you have to be drunk to get them because they're so painful and all of that. And I thought, well, that's enough to make me not want to get one. But then Chuck died, and here's my theory. What is more, there's nothing more painful that I can go through. I mean, physical pain, emotional pain. The emotional pain is so great that the physical pain kind of pales in comparison. And the only one that, of my tattoos where it hurt a little bit was when I got one on my outer leg in Sturgis, South Dakota, that says, I will sing you to me. And it went down kind of right above my ankle bone. It hurt a little bit, but it wasn't unbearable. So so even if it hurts a little bit on my finger, it's just, I don't know, I don't give any energy to it. Is that the right word? You just kind of do it, which is pretty much what any part of my life is. You just do it. You don't have to like it, you don't have to love it, you don't have to have any feelings about it. You just do it if that's what you want to do. So, hi Mark. So, or if that's what's in front of you. So I'm going to go ahead and get I'm going to get that tattoo, and I'm trying to think where else I can get another tattoo. As a woman, well, I suppose guys have to be careful of this too. Yes, exactly, Beth. Hi, Beth. Short-term pain. But you have to look for, I look for areas on my body when I'm going to get a tattoo that are not going to sag with age. And I'm going to be 60 next year. So things are already, making their way a little bit south. Not as terribly as they might have already, but I'm sure it's going to happen more and more. So, so that puts out the boob, because my daughter had suggested, well, get one over your heart. And I told her, well, as I get older, even if it's a wide one, it'll end up being a very long one. So I'm not going to get one on my chest. My arms, let's face it, upper arms, no, it's not going to happen. Stomach, waist, tramp stamp, the hips are going to get broader, all of that stuff. So the bony places really are the safest, and they're the ones where you might feel the most with a tattoo, but I'm going to do it anyways. So my finger, it will be, I've got one on my outer right leg. I'm told that if you get one on your foot or your hands, because you wash them and all that, it can fade much more quickly. I've got one on the back of my neck. Guess maybe I could have one done on my ear, like two little hearts on my ears. Wouldn't that be cool? I thought about having like a little heart done there, but my daughter said tattoo artists are reluctant to do facial tattoos. I have this birthmark here. Maybe I could have them incorporate that and just do a heart. Or maybe something, a little mark there. I don't know. My daughter also said, Ma, why don't you just get a pink magic marker and do something each day and draw it on. Less expensive and not as much pain. So I'll see what happens with all of that. But in the meanwhile, I know I'm definitely going to get one on my finger, and that will be another tribute to Chuck. And I thought once again about maybe having his initials put on the, above it. But one of the things that the concept of all of this since Chuck's death is that I've never put his name and my name together like in a tattoo on my body, and because I feel like what he and I had, it's and what I have now with the love that he left behind is much bigger than his name and my name, and it's really the love, the word love or hearts or whatever it is that I connect with it, that is much bigger to me, and it's more powerful, and it is kind of the container for what he and I had together, and for what I have of him now, and so it's not about putting his name on me in a tattoo. I know a lot of people do that, and that's fine for them. I mean, tattoos are so personal, aren't they? Why people get them and what they get, and the meaning of them. And mine really is love. And by the time I die, I imagine my memorial service, or my funeral. It'll be a memorial service because I'm going to be cremated, but it's going to be everything pink, and people will know me. Everybody who's there, they'll be talking like the legacy I'm leaving, that I will leave behind me. People are going to know, what she was all about, the love and the love story, and the music is going to be around that and having to do with it, a music that Chuck and I dance to, and then music that my kids choose that is, reminds them of us. If that's all that I'm known for by the time I die, is that all I did was live, put into action the word love. And that's my entire reputation, then I'm good with that. And I've gone a long ways towards building that already, and I'm good with that. I really am. If I were to die today, I'd be completely satisfied with the legacy that I'm leaving behind. You know, I've connected with people, not just in these last 4 years, but in all the years that Chuck and I were married, and we lived in New Jersey. I'm still active in my Tapestries of Hope group, you know, the nonprofit supporting women whose moms or mother figures have died. And, you know, I have many, many friends among the women there. And just all of the people that I've connected with throughout my life. It didn't take Chuck's death to make me suddenly wake up and feel enlightened. Oh, thanks, Linda. It didn't take that, you know, I am not more enlightened since he died. And you know, I'm sorry if there's something huge I'm supposed to learn from his death. What I've learned is that life can be incredibly hard and lonely, and that even with all the heartbreak, you can still wake up every day and do what you can with that day. And it's not about feeling strong. It's not about feeling one way or the other. It's just about going out and being about love, making love matter, making love count. So that's what I do, and I'm just going to continue to build my reputation. And if it's a little bit of a quirky reputation at the same time, like how that lady in pink kept on trying to put dreads in her hair and ended up having penis hair for over and over again throughout her life as she tried. This time, though, it's going to work. These dreads are going to work. I'm locking them well, and I just see, there's one. I need them to grow. This one is probably, actually that's a larger size than my little grandson's penis at this point. But seriously, that's all I can compare them to, is looking like little penises. So I don't mind being, you know, having a reputation as being a little quirky also. I love it that here at Opera in the Ozarks, people already, if I don't wear pink one day, they say to me, well, where's the pink? Where's the pink? And when there's a performance and I show up and I'm not wearing pink, they'll ask, where's the pink? Where's the pink? You're supposed to be wearing pink. So I always have something on of pink. But even I can't do that all the time, I suppose. Not yet. I have to have more money to be able to get more pink clothes. I'm just listening to the thunder start in the distance. We're supposed to get some severe storms tonight. Of course, because that's what we get all the time here. A lot of today, because it was quiet. You know how you see, when you see nature shows and you see the apes and the monkeys and the chimpanzees and all that picking fleas off of one another, you know, grooming one another like that, and they're just very... That was me today, only with anti-itch gel and cream and lotion of every sort that I could find, tending all of my chigger bites and mosquito bites. I don't know if I think they're mostly chigger. I don't even know what a chigger looks like. I don't want to know what a chigger looks like, but I know that they're here, and I know that I have bites all over the fucking place. And if I leave one piece of my skin without spray, I end up getting a bite on it in that one spot. So I spent most of today, every couple hours, slapping more of that, more anti-itch shit all over my body, and all over the red welts that I have all over my body. So it's hot, it's muggy. It's cooled down a little bit now that the storm is threatening, and the dark clouds are coming in. Sky's darkening, so this will be fun. So I'll have to go and get my hatch closed on my trailer before it all starts. Calm before the storm, you can really hear it. Or not hear it, because it's silent. Jesus, you're right, I am way overdue for a hotel stay. So here's the plan. When I leave here, the first night that I'm gone, I'm going to, I already talked with my daughter Rachel Grace about it, to see if her husband can help me get a family discount at some Hilton hotel. And my first night away from here, I am going to find a hotel, not a super expensive one, but a nice, clean hotel with air conditioning and a big bed and crisp sheets and a really, really clean bathroom. And I'm going to have all of my super smelly lotions, smell good lotions, and I'm going to check in as early as I can, and I'm going to stay as late as I can the next day, and I'm going to treat myself to that. That and the tattoo are going to be my big expenses for the summer. I'm going to do that. Terry, yes, I do. Actually, I just ran out of chocolate because I just finished my half-pound Hershey's milk chocolate bar about half an hour ago. I followed it up with dinner because, you know, I want to have balance. I've got to stop eating so much, though. I need to, oh, Jesus, I need to get my shit together. I need to stop drinking so much Coke Zero, stop eating so much chocolate, and try to get a freaking vegetable into me once in a while. Beth says, chiggers and humidity equals the South. Jesus, are you right? Big time, are you right? In my lifetime, I have never had this many bug bites on me all at one time because, well, I've always lived in a house. Well, I used to. And so I just wouldn't go outside so I wouldn't be bitten. And if anything came in the house, I would pursue it as if, I don't know, mosquitoes and all that kind of stuff in my house or flies might as well be Osama bin Laden for how I would pursue them until they were dead meat. So, and I can't do that here. They're not in my rig, but I'm out constantly. And even if I wear all my skin covered up, they bite me through my frickin' clothes. Damn chiggers. Anyways. Lori says, and ask for a late checkout from the hotel. Oh, you know it. You know it. I'm just going to revel in it. Life is so fucking basic for me. You know? I mean, I keep it so simple that being in a hotel at this point, it'll be like being at the Taj Mahal. It really will be. I think about that a lot. My life is just so fucking basic. And it was basic when Chuck and I were together. Oh, look, there's a fawn. I didn't know there even were any here. Thank God it wasn't a mountain lion. It would have come out right behind me, and I wouldn't have been any the wiser until it was just about on top of me. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm in the wild like this. This is just... Anybody who knows me... This is just bizarre. I mean, shit, I just saw a frickin' fawn leap out of some woods behind me as I'm itching all of my chigger and mosquito bites. Oh, Chuck. I miss the life that he and I had. We kept it very simple as we were traveling, of course. We always did, and we liked it that way, but with the two of us being together, that made everything so much richer and so much more colorful. So it didn't matter how basically we lived because we were the ones that added to each other's, we added the color to each other's lives. And so now all it is basic. And I know I'm surviving, you know. I'm surviving. I don't know. I don't have any grand passion. You know, I don't have goals. I mean, okay, the goal I have is to tell my story. That's the only goal I have. How I go about it, what happens while I'm doing it, it's all incidental. It doesn't matter. And I don't know how to I don't know how to make my life any other way than it is now. You know, I'm open to things, so you're supposed to stay open, right? When you're grieving, you're supposed to stay open to life, whatever the fuck that means, and however you gauge that. I don't know, how do you gauge that? I'm that way as much as I can. I've pushed, you know, I've never just sat back and let life happen. I went out and I've created this. Like none of what I've done has happened just by chance. You know, I went out and I made it happen. But no matter what I've done, as much as I've done, none of it has removed this loneliness. And none of it has changed the impact of the absence of Chuck. It's so fucking unreal. That's really been first and foremost in my mind this week. Just how absent he is. And sometimes I just picture him coming across, walking towards me, wherever I am. Like a hologram. And I wish I could make that happen. So I don't know what else to do with my life to make it any different emotionally. If anybody has any answers, you know, I've told people along the way, I'm more than willing, you know, I'll try anything. I'll do anything, and I have. Like this life I'm living, this is not a life that comes naturally to me at all. Being out on the road, you know, Chuck and I, you know, we both wanted to do that. But we did it so differently. You know, we were retired, and we visited family and friends, and we loved it, and it was just a wonderful opportunity. And this life solo on the road, you know, I won't lie to you, it's not always easy. I feel very isolated, but I also feel isolated even when I'm with people. So, you know, so I do this, and I don't know what else to do besides keep on driving, honestly. You know, where would I settle down if I settle down? You know, my kids are scattered around, and I don't want to go into an apartment and be there. I don't know, I think it would be even lonelier being in an apartment without Chuck. I don't know, so I keep driving. It's kind of like Charlie on the MTA. Remember that song by the Kingston Trio? Charlie got on the train, and he didn't have the money to get off the train, and so he just kept on riding and riding and riding. And that's what I see myself doing, just always driving, driving, and driving, because I just don't know what the fuck else to do. And maybe somewhere out here, if I stay out here long enough, maybe I'll be able to connect with Chuck somehow, you know? I don't know, I try to keep my heart open, but I don't even know what the fuck that means, right? How you gauge that. Is there a ruler or something? You know, do you take somebody's temperature to see if their heart's open? It's certainly open to new experiences, but I don't know. I don't know shit anymore, and I'm okay with not knowing shit. I don't ask questions. I don't care about the answers. It is just day to day. Oh, thank you, Mary. It's day to day, it's moment to moment. All I know when I get up in the morning is I need to do today. And spiritually, aren't we all supposed to live in the moment anyways? There's a lot of conflicting messages out there for us. You're supposed to plan for the future, but you're supposed to live in the moment. Be all zen. But you're supposed to do this, but you're supposed to do that. It's like, what the fuck? So I just do what I know how to do. Everybody has to, right? Tornadoes, twisters. Oh, Linda, that's so sweet. Much love to you as you give to us. I wish I could hug you. And hugs from Mark and Mary. I love all you guys for all the hugs you give me, because every one of them makes a difference for me. So I'm hearing more and more thunder, so possibly I will just amble. Oh shit, I need to check the pump house. Mark, knowledge can be very overrated. I think it's vastly overrated, especially the book learning kind. Common sense is vastly underused, unfortunately. All right, well, I guess I better go and check the pump house whatever that means, and then head back and close up my rig. But I will check in with you. If I'm able to get my tattoo tomorrow, I will check in with you and show it to you. And meanwhile, just keep sending all those hugs, and I return every one of them right back to you with so much love coming with them. And I just thank you for being along with me on my odyssey of love. Chuck would love all of you for reaching out to me. So have the evening you're going to have wherever you are, and grab whoever is closest to you and hug them and love them as much as you can. And I will check in with you later. All right, Linda, Mark, Joan, Mary, everybody, Bev, I love you guys, and I'll check in with you tomorrow. Ti amo.